Ozone. Ozone is an anaerobic form of oxygen and occurs in O3 form. It has been naturally formed in the stratosphere layer of the atmosphere by the ultraviolet rays which is coming from the sun. It reacts with the oxygen molecule and just depletes into O atom. This O atom again reacts with oxygen to form the ozone layer. Can be simply prepared by oxygen, as we can see here by the silent electric discharge this occurring in the atmosphere. The ozone layer is being formed. The reaction is endothermic because the energy is required for this formation. Now, what is the uses of ozone, how it has been prepared, that already been discussed here. Siemens ozonizer, it consists of two axial glasses sealed at one end. The inner end and the inner tube and the outer tube are coated with tin foils. These are connected to two terminals of the powerful induction coil. The pure and cold dioxygen is being passed through the inlet and the current is switched on. The electric discharge is being passed that converts dioxygen into ozone layer, and we are getting the dioxygen and ozone which has been obtained as a product is called as ozonoid oxygen. The entire diagram is being here that how we can prepare it. The another method is Brody's ozonizer, which is also having the same apparatus, but here this is more having the pure dry oxygen, and in a you can say elaborate form the large amount is being formed, the Brody's ozonizer. Then coming to the manufacturing of ozone by Simon Helger ozonizer, it is the third process in which air is passed through the space through by aluminium rods and the walls of glass cylinders. These glass cylinders are cooled by circulating water. As shown in this diagram, we can say the ozonoid air is being passed, the water is been coming out, the water inside the glass and the air which has been passed inside that has been passing through the ozone layer and becoming ozonoid layer. The properties of ozone, it's having a pale blue gas and a characteristic odor, and it causes headache and nausea. It condenses into deep blue liquid. The chemical properties, it very soon decomposes to give oxygen. Then as it is liberating oxygen, it is having the oxidizing properties as ozone gives dioxygen and nascent oxygen. As an ability to provide the nascent oxygen, it is having the oxidizing properties. So as it is having the oxidizing properties, it is considered to be a strong oxidizing agent. Now, how this ozone layer is being depleted? This ozone layer is being depleted by the you can say pollutants present in the atmosphere like CFC, which releases the free radicals, and that free radicals react with oxygen. And as these free radicals react with oxygen, they deplete the ozone into oxygen and the chlorine free radicals, which is day by day causing the depletion of ozone. Now coming to the oxides of sulfur, the very first oxide of sulfur, the another element of group 16 is sulfur dioxide, and sulfur dioxide is being easily be prepared by the reaction of sulfuric acid with non-metals. It forms the respective non-metal oxide, and as well and as a byproduct SO2 is being released along with water. The decomposition of sulfides and bisulfides can also release SO2 when they react with H2SO4. Lab preparation can also be done by the reaction of copper with concentrated sulfuric acid that releases HO2 gas. So it can be easily prepared in atmosphere also and in the lab also. Thermal dissociation of sulfur dioxide gives sulfur and sulfur trioxide. It is acidic in nature because it dissolves in water and forming sulfurous acid, which further gives sulfuric acid. With alkalis, because of its acidic nature, it forms sodium bisulfite as a salt and sodium sulfite. With base, SO2 forms calcium sulfide or calcium sulfate later. So, and the very important property of sulfur dioxide is its reducing nature, that when it reacts with water, it forms sulfuric acid and releases nascent hydrogen. Because of the release of nascent hydrogen, it is also having bleaching action, but its bleaching action property is temporary because of the release of nascent hydrogen. It is not considered to be a permanent bleaching action. Now coming to the another group elements, that is group 17. Group 17 is also known as halogen family. Now are they known as halogen family because they are salt derivatives. So halose is a Greek word derived from the salts, and genes means bonds. So they are salt producers. That's why all the elements in group 17 are known as halogen family. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine are the elements of group 17. And all these elements occur in the sea salts in the combined state, and fluorine and chlorine can be formed in the laboratory in their diatomic form. So in this manner these elements can be prepared from the atmosphere. Now coming to the general properties. The general properties of group 17 is the configuration, and the general configuration is ns2np5. Here also the last electron enters the p subshell, so that they are belonging to the p block. Here we can see in all the P5 configuration is there 2p5, 3p5, 4p5, 4p6 and so on. The last electron is been entering into the p subshell. Only the number of shell is been increasing. The physical state of group 17 elements, that fluorine and chlorine